Now let's look at this schedule. This is the schedule 24 from noon to midnight, and we will start from 5 a.m. because this is a time when you are supposed to wake up. Okay, this is not just because of the sunrise or sunset. Wherever you are, this is the best time because this is the hour when the large intestine starts working. It means this is the time when you need to eliminate weight. This is a sign that your digestion is not in 100% state. Do you know what makes you wake up? If you don't have alarm, what will wake you up? So we are not aware, but this is a study that actually bowel movements makes you wake up. Like the large intestine sends signals to the brain that soon it needs to wake up, but we don't know about it. We don't even feel that. So why you are not doing that the way you are supposed to is because of the way you ate yesterday or what you ate yesterday. So we're going to talk about it. Now, when you wake up, you release bowels, and then it's a time to practice. It's whether meditation, definitely, then breathing, because breathing also can help the large intestine. Sometimes, actually, if I do struggle, like it doesn't come naturally straight away, I do breathing, and then I go straight away to toilet. Now, then you need to work out. So working out here, that's why many yoga classes are happening in the morning, like in ashrams. Yeah, you wake up, you do your cleanse techniques, and then you go to a class. So this is one of the best times. Then it's a time for breakfast because stomach comes into its hour. So you need to eat before 9 a.m. And what you are eating right here, the healthy breakfast will allow you to produce more serotonin. Serotonin is also called a happy hormone. So the most healthy part of the meal or the biggest must be breakfast. Okay. Now then you are switching to the spleen, and this is the best time to work mentally, like office, study, whatever you need to do mental. This is really, really good. Now towards the noon until 2 p.m., I would say somewhere 2 p.m., it's the heart and small intestine. When it's time for the heart, it means that you need to rest. So the amazing fact that society is designed that way, that people wake up, they drink coffee or they drink something, they don't have exercises or any kind of practice, then they run to the office without having a proper meal, or they stuff something on the way, and then when the lunch comes, they go and eat so much. So heart cannot tolerate big meals. That's why this kind of lifestyle, when you eat at lunch big meal, after you feel like you want to sleep. That's it. This is the only reason you have invested all energy into digestion, right? Which is you're not supposed to. So the stomach already received the main portion of the food of the day. Now the lunch should be light and not over big, so then the small intestine can process that. And in fact, when it comes to heart, you need to rest. So if you have ability, just having, in Japan, I think they started really practicing this. They have, in offices, they have a space where you can nap. So napping doesn't mean sleeping for the whole hour. It's actually 20, 30, 40 minutes, or even going to a state of meditation. If you do that from 11 to 1, and then you have a small, very humble lunch, wow, This where you go to the next phase of work. So the highest peak of energy of work when you can study or do something is this from 9 to 11, and then from 3 to 6 or 5. So this is actually where we are supposed to work. But look what's happening. People are sitting in offices for 8 hours, or if you are a freelancer, you're going to work all day long without looking at hours. So this is why we feel tired and fatigued. Now, look what's happening around about the water. The water drinking is really good in the hours of stomach, spleen, and bladder and kidneys. So there is in England this 5 o'clock tea, right? This actually in many cultures there are some things that are doing. For example, there is siesta, or there is this 5 o'clock tea. Where is it coming from? Because on cellular level this is correct, so people somewhere understand but not consciously, and they do not follow it. So drinking water here during the bladder and kidney, and after you should not drink or eat anything. So if you will have your last drink or meal before the kidney hours finish, you will see that when you wake up next morning, your bowel release will be so much easier. So through the night, you have enough of hours to process, because after the kidneys are resting, and after the kidneys, you are going to pericardium, which is, remember, the membrane around the heart. It's also a time of the day when you should not do anything over cardio. So what happens in the society? This is the time when people go to gym, and they are working themselves so hard. Wow. Like everything is happening against the life of your organs. So, but what is recommended here? A little bit of cardio, like walking, is really healthy in the evening. You ate, you had a dinner, and then you're taking a walk on a breeze or in the park, or maybe you just do some stretching, which is really good for the heart, but nothing very extreme and intense. Now, from this 7 p.m., your body is actually going towards the dawn. It's the sunset, and the body is preparing to rest. Triple burner, we're going to study separately. It's not an organ in Western medicine, but it's rather energy distribution in the body, which has 3 layers. So actually, the upper dantian, the middle dantian, and the lower. So together they work as one, like a building with many stores. So the triple burner is preparing, balancing everything, smoothing out the whole day process, digestion, food, work, all the metabolism, and it starts preparing you for sleeping. This is the hours when your pineal gland starts producing melatonin. Now remember when I said that in the morning your quality of your breakfast will affect the production of serotonin. This is very important. Now, the way it was produced will affect the production of melatonin at night. So serotonin is a day hormone and melatonin is a night. They both work in cooperation. If you didn't have a good, healthy breakfast, the serotonin will not be produced enough, which will not produce melatonin at night. Okay, so melatonin helps you to recover and rest during sleep, and melatonin is one of the main hormones that affects the health of your menstruation or your menopause. It doesn't matter where you are affected by that. Now, it means that around 9 p.m. you should start preparing for bed. It means you are not looking into the screens of mobile or laptop or TV, because actually these screens, they are affecting, they are suppressing, they're stopping the production of melatonin. So because it has certain vibration of the light, which is called the blue light or the light or the white light, your pineal gland reads that as if it's a day. Oh, okay, it's a day, so it's active. So when you go to bed, you don't have deep sleep. And deep sleep is really important. Why? Let's look. So when you are going after 11, you are already need to be sleeping. So this is when gallbladder comes into the action while you are resting. It releases bile. It repairs all your cells and start building blood cells. Next phase, when you are going to the deep sleep state, and this is rest recovering. So actually liver is the organ in Chinese medicine that is storing the blood. Liver is directly affecting the health of menstruation. So if you are not having deep sleep, you think you are sleeping, but you are not actually going to that depth of the sleep wave vibration in your brain, that your liver is not able to restore. By the way, that client which I referred with the liver and anger, she wakes up during the night, which is also like everything is explained now, everything makes sense. So when you are in deep sleep, the liver also helps gallbladder to repair and produce new cells. Next phase is also deep sleep, which is the lungs. So these are very important. You are supposed to have very deep sleep here, and then when you wake up, and if you do the first you release the bowels, and then you do the breathing exercises. Wow. So following this whole concept, this schedule throughout the day can really put yourself into a very happy state, mentally, emotionally, and in terms of physical health. I know it's not easy. It's not always easy to follow it like very strictly. And actually, women should not follow anything very strictly, because it becomes a violence. So it's like you are in a military, like in the army, which is very wrong. What I'm doing for myself, I have this schedule printed out on my fridge. So I'm just passing and I'm remembering, I'm referring and connecting that, oh, now it's noon, maybe I'll take a rest. So it doesn't matter what I do. I can read a book, I can meditate, maybe I will take a nap, but I'm somehow connected. I'm trying to respect the hours of my organs so they can function for me better. And it means that I'm not depleting my energy, but also I'm not putting myself into a state that I must do this, I must do this. And if I skip or do something in the wrong way, I never punish or judging myself for that. Okay? Every day you have a new chance to start again. Don't refer to the past. Always be present and look up to the future of how you're going to improve tomorrow. So I'm going to share this image with you as a file which you can download. And if you want, you can keep it on your phone or you can print it, because actually it's nice to have it. Like fridge is a place where you always end up during the day. So it's a good reminder even for the eyes. Slowly, it takes time to change. Maybe your schedule right now is completely opposite, right? So you don't need to make drastic and very extreme changes right now. Just start thinking that you eventually want to arrive to it, but in a very gradual and kind way. So this is a kind relationship for yourself. And also remembering that about the water, I want to mention, if a human is in a healthy state and following the hours of the organs, that kind of human does not need too much water. okay? It should be a very balanced. But why today people are so thirsty and sometimes drinking water all day long? First of all, because the food that we eat creates thirst. So, for example, if I would have a dinner with my daughter, let's say at 8 p.m., sometimes it happens, and we eat pizza. Next morning, I will wake up having like almost a hangover and I will feel so thirsty. I know that is going to happen. And during the day, if I will not feed myself with healthy food like veggies and greens, I will be thirsty. So such ingredients like soya, wheat, bread, rice, they create thirst. So most of the time, the thirst that people are having is not because they are really thirsty, it's because they created a lack of water. So now the kidneys are running on excess of energy to eliminate this water, to process this water. So if you will start balancing your diet and your drink and your sleep and the hours of your activation of your work, you will see how your body will slowly shift and you don't need that much of food, you don't need that much of water. You are actually eating to live, but you're not living for food, okay? So this is really, really helping in terms of dealing with the whole system, emotional, physical, and mental.